Hello everybody and welcome to the new Minecraft 1.20 update where I have used the new blocks in ways that you might not have thought of before in this build hacks video. And I've just compiled all of them into this build right behind me, this candy house. This video took a while to build, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Starting off, we got this candy road. There's nothing really new here, but this new cherry wood they added, I've used it to make some cotton candy with an end rod and just a pressure plate on top. You can do that with the warped wood too to make blue and pink ones. And then I've also used the cherry wood to make like a candy tree. I've made some candy trees before, but I think this is definitely the best one out of the ones that I've made with the new wood. It looks so beautiful. And then over here, I've used some dark oak trapdoors to make like a chocolate bar holding this up where I have some swings using this new hanging sign that you can type on. Hello! Very cool. And you can even type on this side too. Hello! And then you can ride on the swing. Take a swing on the swing set. And then over here I've used a boat just onto a trapdoor with the same hanging sign technique, and you can actually get inside of it. Very nice, very nice. You can use these new pots that have been added and put a cake on top of them because they're like the right exact size. They're both less than a block, and so you can just make like a cake stand. Entering the candy house with the wafer roof with the new bamboo blocks and the cherry blocks as like a strawberry or banana kind with frosting going down. I really am happy with this house, but let's go inside it. Very first room, we've got a bench over here with the new hanging signs as like little legs on it. You can sit down on here, or I have got a table over here that you can also sit down on using the new cherry wood. You could have always been able to do this with other types of wood, but I wanted to use the new cherry wood for this one. And then using the new bamboo trapdoors, putting on a scaffolding, you can make some cool looking chairs like this. These are probably very, very comfy if they were actually real. But moving on, let's go into my library. I have used an armor stand inside of a bookshelf with a armor trim on this hat here to make a book inside of this little bookcase area. It looks really, really unique. I'm really happy with it. All right, moving on. I have a book, and if I place it right in the slot, my secret entrance will open. We can close ourselves in. Very nice. To where I have my secret pool table. If I put some signs and some pots under this moss carpet to make the queue and some holes for the balls to go in. And then over here I've got some yellow beds for some beer and some taps in my little bar. And then I've got some chests. An ender chest and a normal chest, another cake stand, and then in here is my pet zombie who cannot get me because these signs, only I can go through them. Mobs cannot go through these signs. They think that they're full blocks, so he's just stuck in that room forever. Very sad. All right, let's go to our next room. Over here, I have an area just to put your shoes at using invisible armor stands with boots on them with the new armor trims. You can make some cool looking shoes, even some little kid ones with some baby armor stands. And there's a scary looking basement, which I'm just going to ignore and keep going this way. Alright, this is my pot room where I have, look at this, I waterlogged it and put some trapdoors around and planted a cute little flower on there. And then I'm using some leaves and putting this flower pot inside of the pot. You can put cactus or a dead bush and a leaf on top of there, or some copper lightning rods, or you can just make a potted pot. These ones are just like piping going into the pot, or this one is like having water going into the pot. And then here, if you put some moss over a pot, you can just make like a bowl and some grass or something. And then this looks like a wheel or some kind of hatch or something that with the hole in it. I don't know. Use your imagination with these ones. But heading on to our next room, I had this little plant here with the new bamboo trapdoors. You can make cool looking plants for decoration in your home. And finally, we can do makeup in Minecraft now using this new archaeology brush. You can use it just as like a thing for your foundation, and then a snowball for like a cotton ball, a towel here, and some bottles. Very beautiful. And then on the other side, it's just the same thing. So it's just a fake mirror. And then heading on outside where there's looks like there's been an accident that happened here. I don't know what that was, but I've also added a doggy door. You can use the hanging signs as like a little doggy door for your doggy. Heading on outside, I've made some tiki torches. I hid some chickens down here with leads on them for the ropes, and then just put a candle on top of the new bamboo fences, lit it up, and then, or you could use the flower pot with the new torch flower. Some nice tea torches that you can make. And then also using the new bamboo fences, you can just put them with regular bamboo and they'll just look like it's dead bamboo. Alright, heading on this way. Look at my cute little parrots dancing along to the music. Oh, using the hanging signs, you can make like little perches for them to sit on and dance. Very nice, very nice. Alright. Heading on over, using the hanging signs, you can also make a bridge and just use them as like a guardrail. Here is what the new torch flower looks like just on its own. And then this is the new, this flower right here. But if you just leave it in the ground and place a string on top of it, you can like half grow it and it kind of looks like a turnip or something, like growing out of the ground. And then over here are my piglins. This one is raw, this one is cooked, and this one is burnt. Using the new cherry wood, you can make like raw meat. So I use the new piglin heads they added to roast some piglins over the fires. And then over here, I've used some pumpkins and then the new bamboo blocks under some glow lichen to make rotting pumpkins. So got the healthy ones, and then these ones have definitely been sitting here for a while. Alright, on to our next ideas. You're pretty much screwed. Yeah, it looks like it. I've made this broken bridge with these spruce signs, the hanging signs. It looks pretty realistic, I think. It looks like the bridge from Shrek, if you know what I'm talking about. But there is no castle, so I'm just gonna jump in the lava. Alright, looks like we've ended up on some kind of street. Let's keep going. I've made a wedding arch. With the new cherry wood, you can make a cute little place for you to get married in Minecraft. And with the cherry leaves and the flowering azalea ones, they even have some flowers coming off of them. It looks so beautiful. Moving on, my truck, my pink truck. Only men, real men, drive pink trucks. That's what I'm saying. Using the hanging signs, you can kind of make like walls for the bed, and then put some bamboo boats in there for like bundles of bamboo that you're hauling in the truck. It's very, very unique idea, but I really like it. So here's my storm drain idea. Using the bamboo blocks, they have like holes in them, and it looks like it would just catch some rain in there, so that's a pretty cool idea for a city or something. And then you can also make these new road designs using any type of wood or wall you want. You can use the hanging signs to make directions, like the museum, the road, and you can write it on both sides of them. So it's very, very nice. Let's head to this one, the parking garage. Come up here, where I've made some Chinese lanterns hanging from these bamboo fences. You can make this one with these glow blocks with the bamboo or the warped or the cherry. You can make some nice colorful looking lanterns that you can hang up. And then over here is my favorite, probably, out of everything, is SpongeBob, with the nose being the bamboo fence they added. He's a little bit silly looking. And then over here, finally, is my doggy house, with my little puppy in there, with a dog bowl and a water bowl. Under some carpet is the new pots they added, so you could have the bowls for the doggy, and then the doggy door I showed before. Very, very nice idea. You can make your dog's houses so much better now. Everyone's saying that the new 1.20 update was small. I disagree. This is a great update for builders. There's so many different things you can do. I really love the cherry wood and the bamboo. I think that it was very good. The signs, oh my gosh. And then the creative menu updates, all of those, they're so amazing for builders. I'm very happy with this update. So if you say that this one's small, I disagree with you. But you can have your own opinions. I don't care. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys learned something or thought any of these ideas were useful for your builds. And if you made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing, because I'd really appreciate it. And have a great day.